Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Real Arsenal Talk with your hosts Larry and Stevie. And it's been a while, Stevie. It's been over a week, basically. So it hasn't been that long, really, but it's been over a week. We haven't chatted about Arsenal. How you doing, my friend? How are you right now?
Right now, very happy. But just going back to the intro,
yeah, go on.
Brand new. We've been going a year now. So we could just say, we could actually change it to what? And welcome to annual episode.
Well, no, it's a brand new episode. It's not a brand new show. It's it's
brand a brand new episode, kind of, yeah.
Welcome to a brand new episode. Hey, this is a new episode.
Okay, delete that.
It's fine. We're going to keep it in. We're going to keep it in because we're going
to brand new. Yeah, I was thinking you were meaning like a brand new kind of podcast, but no, obviously it's a brand new episode.
It is a brand new episode. So
keep it right.
Okay,
keep me right.
It is what it is.
We've been out of action so long. I'm just forgetting where I am, and I'm obviously a bit excited at the moment, as you well know. Exactly. All you people out there that are listening, we are 45 minutes away from the Premier League title.
No, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. Right. Well, unless we win, and then I won't delete that. But look, let's not jinx it. All right. Let's just think of it this way. Right. For the next 45 minutes, let's have the game on in the background. Right. Like I said, I don't even have that on my TV right now. I've got Friends on in the background. Obviously, no sound because I'm not interested. I want to be surprised. I want you to tell me in about 50 minutes time, like, Larry, we are the Premier League champions, and then that's it. That's the way I'm going to process. Anyway, we're trying to pad some time because we're trying to keep ourselves occupied from the inevitable doom. No, hopefully it isn't. It isn't that. But yeah, so exciting times. Hopefully, mate, and yeah, this like we said yesterday, we were kind of hoping that we'd get to celebrate almost live with everyone as it happens, but yeah, that's still a while to go yet. So anyway, obviously we missed a couple of matches from the podcast. The West Ham match was exciting, right?
It was fucking
grey hair inducing.
It was what's that word? Defibrillator at the ready kind of thing. It was horrible, mate. It was absolutely horrible.
It really was. I didn't care for it at all, to be honest. But obviously, just for the listeners and for everyone out there who has tuned in, even for the first time, that didn't happen because I was actually at the British Touring Car Racing watching them. And I didn't want to have a heart attack on a Sunday, so that's the whole reason I chose to do that instead. But yeah, obviously it wasn't short of controversy. 1-0, that finished. Was it Trossard, wasn't it? It was Trossard who got the goal.
Yes, it was.
And yeah, I mean, the biggest talking point was right at the end, wasn't it? Was it a goal? Wasn't it a goal? Those 4 to 5 minutes were just unbearable. Even though I wasn't actually watching it, I had my phone on flash scores and it was doing the live updates, and I was like, why isn't this over yet? Right? How long is this VAR check going on for?
Yeah.
So yeah. And again, it proved my point. In my brain, I was like, you know what, Larry, you made the right decision today. The right decision not to watch this match. But I'm glad. Look, mate, it was 1-0. Maybe not the most convincing of performances, but we're used to that. Especially this side of 2026, we are used to that, aren't we? Like, it comes as no surprise. It still hurts. It's still like, like if you're a superhero, you get hit. You won't kill you, but it still hurts. We're the same right now. Like, we've got the outer shell going, and we're not. Yeah, we still hurt, but we're not going to die. But we still hurt from the way that we perform. But look, if all of that accumulates to us winning tonight, then I don't really care, and it's just a season that I want to celebrate, but then forget at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Because of many external factors as well as our team performances. But how would you respond to all the pundits out there, Stevie? Like, if we do end up winning, like what how would you outwardly tell them how you feel? You don't have to be polite, by the way. You don't have to be polite.
Yeah, there's certain ones that we want to really sort of put the proverbial middle finger, 2 fingers, arse cheeks, the lot too. But in general, do I want to put my fingers up? Do I just want to sit there in smugness, like with a cigar, thinking, yeah, I mean, look, we're not going to obviously get ahead of ourselves because there is a 45-minute match still to be played.
Of course. And I think that could probably wait, to be honest, until it happens, and then we can discuss it. But yeah, there's. I'm just going to say that I'm not going to be a gracious winner at all, and I'm just going to. Yeah, you'll see anyway. Hopefully, if it happens. But yeah, look, Stevie. We did play. We played yesterday. Did we play yesterday? Not yesterday. Yesterday.
It was last night.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Burnley. Yeah, of course it was. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. It felt such a long time. Even watching that match was painful by the end. Overall feelings, mate, going into that match, what did you think? Did you have any... Well, tell the truth now, okay? Because I know how you felt before you went into that match, because I've got texts, I've got messages to prove it. But, genuinely, how did you actually feel going into the match against Burnley? Was it something that concerned you, or did you just think, yeah, this is done? Against Burnley, by the way.
No, obviously, prior to the game, I thought to myself, we should have enough. I felt really confident, but I also felt a bit nervous that it was going to be as kind of edgy as it ended up being, if you know what I mean. Because as much as we were in complete control in the first sort of 45 minutes to the hour, it was just like, are we going to score? Are we going to hit the post? And it just seemed like one of those games where we weren't going to capitalise, and even though they didn't really have any chance at all to worry us, don't think David Ray made a save. It was just one of those games where I thought, do we just need the 3 points, or do we need to increase the goal difference? And it ended up being neither of anything, did it? It was just I was just a bag of nerves really in the sort of second half. But the text that I'd sent that I wasn't asked anymore. I just thought, what will be. And I'm just watching Bournemouth. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And it was just. I honestly thought, it is what it is, and I wasn't going to get myself so stressed about it all, which I did find myself getting at times. But
doing by the end,
it's been a long season, hasn't it? To be fair, it's been a trying season. We've not made it easy on ourselves. Everything's been kind of a slog. We've had it in the bag. We've blown it. We've been 9 clear, could have been 12 clear. Then we've been behind. It's just one of those. And that game yesterday against Burnley sort of summed it up. Our season, really.
Yeah. I think the appropriate phrase would be we've been this season. We've been our worst enemies, haven't we? Really, our own worst enemies. We have been, haven't we? Like, I don't think there's been a team that we've been afraid to play against, but because of the way that we're performing, for whatever reason, whether it's manager or players or not having the right players, we have just on many occasions shot ourselves in the foot. And even these 1-0s, yeah, okay, fair enough. In hindsight, it's 3 points. We've done it. We move away from it. Let's not talk about it anymore. But again, it's the hurtfulness of it. It's coming out of every match, going, yeah, all right, we won that one, but then you're still afraid to go into the next match because you just don't know what team we were going to get. You know what I mean? Like our team. I mean, you just don't know what performance you're going to get from players. From individuals, sometimes Odegaard, this season he's had like maybe 3-4 good performances throughout the whole season, but the majority of it. So again, you know what I mean? Even though it's been less than he's been bad, sort of thing, you're still wondering like, what player am I going to get here? What type of tactics am I going to get here? So I think that's probably the right way, especially in like I said, in 2026, we have been. Just we haven't liked ourselves, or we just wanted to make it more difficult for whether it's a challenge that we wanted. The league's not hard enough this season, let's make it harder for ourselves. it's just randomly putting the difficulty up to like world class when you're just winning on professional. Just leave it, just fucking play the game, score the goals. But yesterday, honestly, going into it, I had zero fear of anything that Burnley were going to do. But the longer the match dragged on at 1-0, the more stressed, as probably yourself, can relate to. By the end of that match, again, I just walked away from it going, what the fuck, man? How did, we got the 3 points, but what the hell were we even doing? We should have ended that match by the first half. You know, in the second half, I genuinely thought Arteta was going to be like, right, guys, just go out there, step on their fucking throats, and let's end it by the 65th minute. Let's end this, right? Let's put in fucking Max Darwin or whatever. But no, they didn't, and that keeps adding. Do you know what I mean? The fans, even in the stadium, you could feel it. Even like, obviously, I know Neville doesn't really like us ever anyway, but he was pointing it out quite, you know, and truthfully, really, that the crowd were feeling the pressure. The longer it went on, 80th minute, it's like, oh my God. And fucking every time Burnley went to attack, it just, again, I didn't think they were going to score, but all it takes is one wrong deflection, one push, one toe on the fucking, you know, on the legs, whatever it is. So, yeah, it was nerve-wracking by the end, for sure. It unnecessarily so. And I think that's something that we've said many times. I think we've even had podcasts, episode titles of unnecessary challenge. You know what I mean? There was just no need for it. But yeah, again, at the end.
To be fair, look, just quickly, you know, obviously the chances and stuff that they had. Anyone, I mean, that Hannibal up front, I mean, bloody hell, you know, we would have scored if we'd have had the chances there. He was terrible, wasn't he? But it just goes to show that we still are conceding. We're giving up chances, you know what I mean? Just quickly, there's a goal at the bridge. Who is it? It's for Chelsea. Just let you know, everyone, it's Chelsea are 1-0 up, so that puts, you know, Enzo Fernandez has scored, which is good news if you're a Arsenal supporter and you don't want the Spuds to survive.
Yeah, I don't want to commend Chelsea for anything, but please keep that going. So,
no, what was
go on? Sorry,
what I was getting back to say with regards to, Bournemouth thing he scored against.
Oh my God, yeah. I know you commentated at the same. No, it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate it. I like it because I'm not watching it, so I'm relying on you, really.
Yeah. No, but basically, Burnley were, you know, they were decent, but without any end product. And if they had an end product, then things could have been a lot different. And thankfully, they just had. I mean, thankfully they were shit. They just had that fucking bully up front, who was horrible in the end, wasn't he? He could have injured one of our players, which could have impacted on the final as such. So yeah, if there'd have been a better team, then we could have been in trouble. But as it happened, we got 3 points, which I say we've been saying all season. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. And again, look, I don't want to talk too much about the Burnley match because obviously of the situation where we're at right now, and this podcast could completely be irrelevant. By the way, do you know what I mean? By the end of tonight. So, but you know, there was some interesting picks from the lineup, like for example Havertz instead of Gyökeres. Putting your feelings for Havertz aside, I know it's going to be difficult. I know that. I can see it in your eyes. They're burning up right now. You turn into Ghost Rider right now. So, but what did you make of that, by the way? Looking at that on paper, did you think probably the wrong decision? Because personally, just a quick, you know how I feel about Havertz. I thought it was probably the wrong decision, right? To put Havertz on instead of Gyökeres.
Yeah, I mean, I've read like sort of a few reports today, and I think Arteta might have fooled everybody, including the Burnley team, because everyone was probably expecting Gyökeres to start, and I think we all were, weren't we? But I think he probably got it right. I think he actually got the decision right by playing him as opposed to Gyökeres, because it just sort of changed the dynamics of our attack, which I thought was pretty good in the first 20 minutes. I thought we were really, really effective. Just obviously, you know, I know at one point you text me saying Gyökeres would have scored that or whatever, or he should have this, that and the other, and you probably are right, but you know, at the end of the day, Havertz was there. He jumped, his goal was brilliant. You know, he jumped the highest out of everyone. It was reminding me of sort of like Ronaldo-esque. It was sort of really, really impressive. And yeah, he scored the only goal, and it's the most important goal.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and hats off to him. He faded, and he was a cunt in the second half. I hated him. That's why I hate him, because he's just one of those cunty players that I don't know. I just don't like him as a person and a player. He's just a twat. So,
I mean, look, hey man, I'm not gonna. It is what it is,
just
right?
me sort of
That's
put it on
cool.
the line there.
That's
Sorry,
cool, man.
Kai.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Heart on sleeve, that type of shit, man. But yeah, obviously, look, before the goal came, we had a couple of chances. Trossard hit the post low. That was quite a good movement, to be honest, from Trossard. And I thought he had a decent game, as he has done for the last sort of month. It's like, dude,
he did.
That's fine. Like we've said this before, right? We don't care if a player like sort of matures right now. This is the perfect time for them to do it. And again, Trossard showed another sort of willingness to give his all, even though maybe he may stay, he may go. At the end of the season, I don't know what's going to happen with him. But again, he's not slacking off. And obviously, I know he's had personal issues off the field as well, which people questioned. Oh, is that going to affect him? And to be fair, he's been a great professional. And he hasn't shown. So yeah, he was good, and he was getting the crowd riled up as well, and it felt like he had a point to prove, whether it's to his team or to his ex-wife. I don't know. I'm sorry, right? But he genuinely played like he had a point to prove. And if he scored that goal, I thought that would have just been a fitting sort of end to the season, to be honest. So he does that, and then Eze has a couple of chances as well. He has a chance, I think, doesn't he? He shoots from the outside, or from, I can't remember what his fucking chance was, but we'll talk about Eze a bit later, to be honest. But then just before the goal, there was the penalty incident. What do you think? I know we discussed it. What do you think? When I think it was Pires. Yeah, was it Pires on Saka's back of the leg?
Yeah, I think what we said. I think I'm standing by my 50-50. I thought he should have been probably a bit stronger, Saka. Yeah. Look, I think it was one of those that, he kicked his foot and his foot was in the way. I don't think it was a foul, personally. I think it was a 50-50. Seriously, I don't know what your thoughts are. I mean, looking back on it a few times, I couldn't make my mind up. And if they'd have done the same to us and we'd have fouled one of them like that, then don't think it was, mate.
Honestly, initially I thought it should have been a penalty, because But then you kind of you see Pires. I think he touches the ball first, right? Before, do you know what I mean? He sort of kicks it. He doesn't kick it like a massive distance, but he still touches it enough to maybe think, well, Saka, I don't know if he was going to get that. And again, by the time that happened, obviously his wind up to the shot would have been too late anyway. So if it happened the other side, I probably wouldn't have been happy for that to be given as a penalty. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. And we didn't even in the group chat, we're quite vocal. But apart for that incident, we didn't really care that much. We were like, all right, okay, look, it is what it is. Let's just move on from it. And then luckily for us, just before the half time, Havertz gets his goal. And I mean, look, man, that leap, like you said, Ronaldo-esque, wasn't it? That jump that he made, it was fantastic. I don't know what the leap was. It was like fucking 40 inches from the ground or some shit. Jesus Christ, this guy was going for a slam dunk, wasn't he? Like, what the fuck? Like, calm down, man. But yeah, so, that makes it 1-0. And at that point, I just think, come on, let's, this is going to be it now. This is going to be it. Let's get another goal. I really thought we were going to get another goal by the end of the first half, but it's sort of like we just gave up.
Horrible game of two halves,
wasn't it?
We were so dominant, and then I think I sent a couple of messages how much we were sitting back, and it was like reverting back to type where we sit off teams and they were playing like prime Man City. Well, we thought they were prime Man City, but
gave them too much respect, didn't we? Yeah, too much respect.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's Burnley, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? And they are 19th. Wolves the last, right? Wolves the 20th. Yeah.
Yes. No, conceding in every game.
Yeah, I'm saying, and so I don't really sort of like the thought of, let's just go out there, get a 1-0, and then we'll just defend like crazy because we're good at it. Do you know what I mean? I don't really like that school of thought. I want attacking football. Shit, man, I want goals. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I appreciate a 1-0, and as everyone does, and especially this tight to the run-up, to the run-in sort of thing. Yeah, fuck it, 1-0 will do. But in general, no, I want to see goals, right? I want to see some good attacking play. And there was instances in the first half where we were just playing fantastic, sort of one-touch football, round the corner passes. It was fantastic. It really was. Eze, Odegaard, Rice. I know Neville was complaining about Odegaard sort of, dropping too deep. He's I don't really like these midfielders dropping that deep. It's like, dude, that's what he does. But he is that guy. Like he's not doing it because he has to. He's doing it because he has better vision to move that ball forward, and he's got enough support around him to actually, to make it happen. So yeah, I didn't really care much for Gary Neville. Obviously, do we ever really care for Gary Neville? Sometimes he makes good points, but most of the times it's like, dude, no, come on, you're just taking the piss now. But yeah, so 1-0. Obviously, we're going to the first half. Could have been more for sure.
Oh my god!
But then, gone. What is it? Don't say it. Don't say it.
No. Bournemouth should be 2 up.
Oh, bro, I don't
Sorry.
care.
The playing
1-0 will do. 1-0 will do.
1-0 will do, but 2 would be like absolutely heaven, wouldn't it? I mean, they're playing absolutely amazing. They're playing like Barcelona, prime Barcelona.
I love it. And Iraola, by the way, where's he going? Has anyone?
Do you know?
Has anyone?
I was thinking he could go to Liverpool.
Ooh, what are you saying? Maresca at City, Arteta, and then fucking Iraola and then Alonso at Chelsea. Ooh,
yeah.
Oh, that's tasty, by the way. Can you? That's tasty, right? For next season, that's some good shit for next season. If Slot, if he fucks off. But yeah, sorry. So second half starts as we've said so far. It wasn't great, was it? It was controlled, yes, for sure, but it just wasn't great. When you have the power to finish it off, I don't understand why you wouldn't. Fatality. No, we didn't do that. We sort of were like, yeah, all right, just come at us or come to us. Why? I just need someone to explain that to me. If you're a coach
was it
out there
tiredness,
listening,
do you think, or do you think it was lack of concentration? Because, Jesus Christ,
it felt like management, Stevie. Like it felt like game management. Do you know what I mean? Like sort of time management. And again, I don't care for it because the season's not over yet.
Oh God!
If that was the last game and we'd already won, then yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. Like genuinely, put out your wives in goal or in defense. I don't give a shit. But right now it's still not over, and when it's that close, and sort of the margins are that close, it's I don't feel comfortable, with 1-0. 1-0, even with Bournemouth now, I still don't feel comfortable with 1-0. You know what I mean?
No, they just hit the post again.
Oh, fantastic! Come on, Bournemouth. Come on, just do something. Anyway,
City look tired. To be fair, they do look tired, and I know they've played that many games, but I don't care. Go on.
Fuck them.
Right, they're all over them now.
Fuck them, mate. Anyway, look, let's not get distracted.
Sorry. No, I know what you're saying. It was game management, but I think what I was going to get back to with regards to Trossard and Havertz, I mean, whether that's Arteta needs to pull them at one side, because them two both could have cost us a man yesterday. Havertz obviously with the red card, which we'll probably come on to, but Trossard, I think he was getting himself involved, wasn't he? And there was a couple of times when he was sort of like having a bit of handbags with a couple of their players, and he had to be like sort of dragged off. And I thought, don't do something so stupid. We're 1-0 up, and then you're gonna be sent off, and then we're going to be chasing the game, and more likelihood we probably wouldn't win the game. And he's got that in him, Trossard.
He does.
Havertz. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I think there was a couple of battles, a few battles across the pitch, wasn't there, involving both players.
was one, with
that Fleming guy, and then you had.
He was I won't use the CUNT word, but he was a twatting.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't. Yeah, and then Rice was getting involved with Fleming as well. A couple of points. Like I said, Trossard right at the beginning. I think who was it against right at the beginning where he sort of pushed them like for no reason really. I think it was that Jadon Anthony. Was it Jadon Anthony? I think.
It might have been him or that one with the famous name, like another footballer name.
Oh, I'm not sure. Can't remember.
He's got the same name as another footballer.
Oh,
Luis Enrique, not Luis Enrique, but someone like as daft as that.
Was it Perez? That Perez guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Luis Perez? Is that?
Someone like that.
Whatever. No, Lucas Perez, no. So obviously
a donkey.
I think if that was a bit later on in the match, I think he probably would have got a yellow card for that. But because it was quite early, I think, he got lucky. But yeah, and I don't mind that. To be honest. But again, I don't mind that if we're 3-0 up, right? Or 4-0, then you can go piss about with their players all you want because who gives a shit. But that, again, it's a mentality shift. All it takes is that couple of seconds of shifting and that's it. And, that's where teams have got us before. That's when they score against us. Like when we score and then immediately after they score as well because we're just that lapse of concentration for that 1 minute. And that's all it takes in the Premier League. So yeah, look, Burnley were definitely a team. By the end, they were definitely a team that we could have slipped, and this conversation today would have been a bit more dreary. But again, luckily for us, that wasn't the case. So, but yeah, I mean, Stevie, throughout the match, anyone. Well, there was a couple of incidents. In Capia, when he came on, he decided to flash everyone, which was wait, mate. That was funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. That was funny, and the way that it happened, where it looks like I can't remember the defender. His foot caught the shorts, didn't he?
Yes.
And then
I've watched it a few times.
Yeah, and then he slid, and then they came off. I was like, what the fuck? That's funny as hell. And I can't believe the cameraman was still on it. It's like, dude, you could just get up for a second. You could. Anyway, whatever.
I had a twinge of gayness then when I saw his ass. I thought, oh, you've got a nice ass.
I mean, the football players in it, so they're gonna always, let's just be honest with ourselves. It's muscular, right? So, but yeah, no, it was quite funny, to be honest. But again, he came on, everyone loved it, everyone in good spirits by the end of the match, and but I will say that I wasn't particularly liking what Arteta was doing. It's like, dude, it's against Burnley. You don't need to be fiery. You don't need to be that switched on all the time. Just calm yourself down a little bit. But yeah, that's just the way he is. That's his nature, isn't it? And yeah, in past seasons when we haven't won, it's like, yeah, you look like an idiot. But hopefully after tonight, that's all going to change. But yeah, Stevie, any players for you, like who's going to be your man of the match?
I think obviously the majority of people will have picked the player that we all thought, which was Rice. But with regards to anyone else, not particularly. I don't think anyone stood out massively. I think the back four did the jobs quite adequately. You know what I mean?
Mascara was quite good, to be honest. Yeah, he was quite good.
Sorry,
Mascara.
Do you know what? I
liked him.
As much as we've kind of worried for against PSG, I think he's a decent sort of player to fill in. Do you know what I mean? Look, there was at times that he was going forward like he was prime kind of Ronaldo, down the wing, but he was losing the ball a couple of times. I do that against PSG and we're fucked. Yeah. But he looked all right, didn't he? He looked half decent. He's quite quick. He's not a bad defender. I think he'd just have to cut out any sort of silly shenanigans when he's playing against PSG. I think if he messes about, it's got to be simple.
Yeah, I think so as well. And again, I'm sure that's going to be a conversation that's going to be had with Arteta. It's like, look, I know against lesser teams you're going to go forward and trying to make those runs, but against a team that's got very good wing players in defence and in midfield, sort of thing, like attacking. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. But yeah, he showed some speed yesterday, didn't he? Like there was a couple of moments when he was chasing back, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't realise that you had this speed on you, mate." Yeah, so that was quite promising. But apart from that, I thought he had a solid game. Nothing really to sort of complain about. And I think Nkapia came on for him by the end.
He came off Calafiori, didn't he?
He did for Calafiori, right? Okay, yeah, all right. And again, Calafiori, another player that I thought had a good game. And I feel more confident when he's playing. Just even going forward, I think Calafiori. I know you probably won't agree with it, but he does bring that element to our team, and yeah, you can't really deny, man. You can't really deny. Like when he's running up there and he's sort of flooding that midfield, that sort of half space between a striker and where Trossard is. Yeah, I think he does well.
I think, yeah, I know what you're saying about Calafiori, and we do look like a better attacking team when he's playing, but because sometimes obviously he plays centre forward, I'm thinking, fucking hell, you know what I mean? Where's the defence? But defensively, he's not that great. But going forward, I'm 100% with you, and I think he's a lot better than Nkapia, and he's got more of an eye for goal, more of an eye for a pass. Going forward, no doubt he's our best sort of left back going forward. But defensively, I think he's a bit sort of suspect.
Defensively, if he's chasing someone, then yeah, I agree with you. If it's sort of one-on-one, like face-to-face sort of thing, I think he's quite good. I think he's quite strong as a player. I just don't think his agility is that of someone who can chase someone back and like sort of slide tackle and get the ball. It's always from him. It's always a clumsy foul. And yeah, so these are things that have to be avoided, especially when it comes to PSG, because they will have rapid wingers, very tricky wingers as well. And for the left-hand side, with either Calafiori or Nkapie, I'm happy with both of them. On the right-hand side, as we've said, and everyone's concern is, Mosquera against Kvaratskhelia. So how's that going to work? Yes, there's been talks about Timber coming back, but I'll be honest, if Timber didn't play a minute against Burnley, and I doubt he's going to play any minutes against Crystal Palace on Sunday, right? Is it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. So
Sunday, yeah.
So I don't think that's going to happen. To be honest with you, he's not going to be back for the final.
I wouldn't have thought there's any point in risking him. To be fair, I mean, look, if we're getting beat, and we do need, if City somehow come back and beat Bournemouth, and we need someone to be like Timber. I don't know. I can't imagine it, but I think he won't play personally.
Yeah, I agree, and I also agree with let's not bring him back for that one game, and then he gets injured, and then that's just sub-wasted. Another player's gone down for a year, and blah blah blah. So yeah, no, that's fair. And again, this is where management comes in. This is why these guys get paid the big bucks, to make these decisions. But yeah, look. Apart from that, anyone else in your wisdom? Who stood out to you yesterday?
Who stood out to me? Midfield. No, I can't really get excited because we just did what we had to do without anyone playing particularly well. I mean, I don't know about yourself. I love Messi, and I think you do as well, about what we've been talking about over the past. I like players that are going to get me off the edge of my fucking seat, and we don't have any of them apart from Max Dowman, and he doesn't play him. So our only exciting player is kind of Eze, and he's so indifferent and kind of inconsistent that he doesn't get a run in the team. But if he played every game, then it'd be great to watch. But at the minute, it's just kind of like so boring. It's horrible. So
yeah, we don't have any of those players. We have very methodical players, surgical sort of players, but we don't have
absolute
them.
Great analogy. Surgical.
But we have, as we've said before, we have no Mavericks in the team. And
Eze,
and the thing is with Eze though, he does have that attribute, but again, because of lack of game time, I don't think it's we've seen it. Obviously, we haven't seen it anywhere near enough. I'm just kind of hoping that that's going to be changed in the next season, and he's going to be a bit more freer. And look, you never know, right? You never know, especially if we end up sort of Premier League champions. Then there's going to be. I have no doubt there's going to be more investment into the team, and trying to improve for next season, because there's no way, personally, I don't think we can compete to the level that we have this season in the next one. You know what I mean? Because even this one, yes, we could potentially be champions. It's still been a struggle, right? So I don't feel confident going into next season with this specific team. There still needs to be new additions. There has to be, right? There has to be.
Definitely needs surgical intervention. Yeah. I mean, realistically, I mentioned something on a pod, not on a pod, on a website earlier on, and I commented on it, and it was something like, do we need to spend 500 million? I was like, well, Liverpool spent 500 million. Look where they ended up. Do you know what I mean?
It's not about the amount, is it? It's not about the amount spent.
But I do think we need like 3 or 4 players, but not squad players like Mourinho, like Norgard. We want like players like Man City spent 150 million on 2 players, Semenyo and Gay, and went straight into the team. That's what we want. I don't want squad players. I want players. I want 22 players that, like a full 11, where they can start, and there's no drop off, and no one gets annoyed, and they're straight in. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean 300, 400, 500 million pounds spent in the transfer window. Not necessarily, right? And again, because we're not in dire straits with the team. We still have a very good foundation for the team. It's just a couple of additions. Left wing is definitely one of them, and another right back at the very least. These are two positions at the very least, right? Yes. And then obviously there's other places in the midfield, Odegaard role and right wing and all that stuff. But I agree with you. Of course, I agree with you. But additions need to be made for next season. I can't. not one part of me believes that the board and Arteta and the coaching staff think, this team's going to be strong enough for next season, because it just won't be. All right, so but I'm glad that Madwick is obviously he's joined us because he's provided some, he's scored some goals. Important goals in the Champions League, for example. He's done well. Ez has scored some goals. Zubimendi's contributed in his way. I know he's scored a couple of goals as well. So again, everyone that we bought who's come in.
Do you think Zubimendi will stay?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I think so. I think he's going to be vital for next season, to be honest with you, mate. Okay. And again, I think he was a perfect addition to the team, right? I don't think anyone complained about having Zubimendi in the team, and I don't think he's disappointed that much, to be fair. But, considering that he has to get used to the league and the country and blah, blah, blah. So, but yeah, additions need to be made if we want to maintain any challenge, because next season Man United are going to be on it. Chelsea potentially going to be on it with a new coach. Liverpool, I have no doubt, are going to be on it. Man City could potentially go through a transition phase. Maybe not, because the players are still there. The coach is going to be similar sort of philosophy. Tottenham
could do a Klopp slot, couldn't he?
Absolutely.
He could, slot where he just took over that team and won the league.
Absolutely.
They could potentially do that, couldn't they?
Yeah, of course. And again, it's something that it could. It's a massive possibility, and we've seen it happen. So, but yeah, apart from them, like I said, Tottenham could potentially pose a threat. I don't know how true that's going to be. You've got teams like Bournemouth, who obviously you've got ambitions, but they're going to have change of manager. So again, the league is difficult. Like, I don't, there's nothing easy about the league. So, 2 seconds, mate. I don't know what's happened here. I don't know what happened there. I don't even know where I left it. But yeah, additions, I think that's where we're at, weren't we? Additions need to be made. And
I think we were talking about, like different teams will be kind of stronger as such, which, undoubtedly there will be, but there's going to be a lot of change. Man United will be in Europe. They've had no European games this season.
True.
So
yeah, that's a very fair point, to be honest.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm getting distracted all the time by different things.
That's
so
fine,
I apologise if I'm kind of itty bitty.
It's the excitement, mate. It's the excitement. My legs are twitching right now. My legs are twitching. So please,
killing me.
You know what I mean? Like, but look, I'll tell you what, mate. We won't keep it any longer. Obviously, we wanted to potentially, celebrate live on the podcast.
There's probably 10-15 minutes to go. So, City are trying, and they'll probably...
Oh, here we go. No, nothing.
Nearly.
Damn it. 80th minute now, isn't it? 80th minute. Yeah, so 10-15 minutes to go. But yeah, you look, for us, mate, I know it's difficult to sort of, have this conversation because it's in that boundary of will we or won't we? And we will find out in the next 10 to fucking 15 minutes. So we could always come back. We'll take a little break and we'll come back.
Come back tomorrow night. Do a proper one.
No, I'm just kidding.
We're not concentrating on anything.
I was going to say, no, I think we've done well, to be honest, considering both of us are looking down at our phones. You're looking at your TV. So no, I think I tell you what, we can leave it there if you want. By the way, like it's because in terms of what we can discuss or what we've discussed about our team over the weekend, I think we've sort of covered it, and most of the stuff that we can talk about, we've already we've said it in other podcasts, because the performance in the second half was just shocking.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't.
I'd like to.
Go on.
I think what we'll do is, I think if we do go on to win the league, then I think.
Don't do that. Don't.
I think we'll come back and we'll let all our emotions kind of out, and we'll be able to talk about everything. I mean, we're so close, mate. And it's like
we are very close. We are very close.
We are, aren't we? I'd love to be flying the wall for all the players and what they're doing and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
After the whistle goes.
Just at this moment in time, if they're all standing there watching it now, because it will be absolutely amazing.
I hope they're not watching. They're probably going to get a fucking heart attack. We need you for the next game, lads. PSG, we don't need you.
As it stands now, even a draw is not good enough, is it? So they need 2 goals, which to me is like... It doesn't look like it, but fucking see. They look out.
Don't say that.
No, they look out.
They
do look out on their legs, and I don't want to obviously, put the mockers on it.
No, don't jinx
They
it.
do
Don't
look
jinx
tired.
it. Yeah, don't jinx
They
it.
do
Just leave
look
it. I think they were
tired, so,
partying because they found out that Pep was leaving, so they were like, "Fucking yeah, everybody in my house," apart from Pep. Fuck this guy! I can't wait for this fucking monster to get out of here.
About time. We might have a chance to win the league, mightn't we? Fuck's sake.
Yeah, not in the next 20 years though, you know. So. Yeah, but I tell you what, we will leave it there, mate, and we will come back. Hopefully, well, we will come back regardless whether we're champions or not. We will still be here to do a new episode. So, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for listening, for bearing with us, and we were kind of hoping that we're going to make it. So, just in case we do make it, we are Premier League champions. Enjoy. But this won't go out until after, so I can always delete it, right? Cool. Steve, send us out, mate. Send us out as Premier League champions.
Au revoir. CC.
Oh my God.
Premier League.
Oh my God, the clapping.
Champions. Premier League. Champions. CC. Arrivederci and all that shit.
Love it.